The ghost of America's longest war may be walking back into the headlines here. A former battlefield enemy is suddenly speaking again. And this time, the message. It is aimed at Washington here. Welcome to TimesXP. A major warning has emerged from Taliban, and the message is connected to rising tensions between the US and Iran. So let's slow this down and understand the drama unfolding. A spokesperson from Taliban, Zabihullah Mujahid, has issued a statement that is making global security experts pause. He suggested that if the US launches military strike against Iran, Afghans would stand with Tehran. Not quietly, not symbolically, but through what he described as sympathy and cooperation. And those words carry heavy geopolitical weight, ladies and gentlemen. And it matters because history is involved here. The Taliban is the same force that fought the US for 2 decades in what became America's longest war, a conflict that ended with US troops leaving Afghanistan after years of fighting, loss, massive spending. Now, for Washington, that war remains one of the most complicated chapters in modern military history. And now that same group is regrouping, re-entering global conversations. But here's another twist, ladies and gentlemen. The Taliban spokesperson did something unexpected. He praised Iran's recent military performance during a brief but intense regional conflict involving the Western players. That praise was not casual, it was strategic. It signaled admiration and possibly alignment. And this is where global strategy gets complicated. The US under Donald Trump has been increasing pressure on Iran every single month, from sanctions to military deployment to diplomatic warnings. Washington has been trying to corner Tehran, but analysts now fear something else could happen. Instead of isolating Iran, these moves push the regional players closer together. Can you imagine the geopolitical chessboard for a moment here? If multiple anti-American groups or governments begin cooperating and coordinating, the balance of power in the Middle East could shift dramatically, not overnight, but steadily, quietly, and strategically. And the signal coming from Afghanistan is raising a lot of questions here. Is this simply political messaging or is it psychological warfare? Is it the beginning of new regional alignment forming behind the closed doors? Because modern conflicts are rarely fought by one nation alone. They are shaped by partnership, by proxies, by influence networks that stretch across the borders. Well, for the US, the whole situation is really delicate. Washington wants to maintain pressure on Iran, but at the very same time, it must calculate the risk of triggering wider reactions across the region. In the meantime, every single military moment now carries ripple effects. Every diplomatic step could invite unexpected alliances, and for Iran, these signals are strategic gold. Even the suggestion of support from former US adversaries strengthen Tehran's psychological and political position. It sends a message that Iran may not stand alone if conflict escalates.